Hey guys, John Rettinger from TechnoBuffalo here with a full review for you of the Palm Pre Plus for Verizon Wireless. You see me put this guy head to head with the iPhone, with the Nexus 1. Now it's time to let it stand on its own legs and go over sort of the specs and the features and what I think about the device as a whole. So some of the general specs, some probably the more salient ones. It's got a 3.1 inch capacitive touchscreen with, of course, multi-touch. It's got a 3 megapixel camera on the back with LED flash. As of right now, it does not record video, but Palm has said that update is coming soon. It's expected sometime the end of February, early March. Resolution on the screen is 320 by 480, and the screen really does pop. It doesn't appear to be washed out or dim, so the resolution is actually quite nice. So I always start off my phone reviews with how does it work as a phone? No matter how many features they can pack in or how fast a processor or how much RAM or hard drive space, if it sucks for making phone calls, it's not going to be useful to you. So this is a Verizon device, and Verizon's network, at least where I am in Southern California, is very strong. Call quality was fantastic on the Palm Pre Plus. I heard no white noise or buzzing on my end, and people on the other end of the phone reported the same. They actually had a hard time telling that I was even on a cell phone. So if you were looking to get a Palm Pre Plus and call quality was a concern of yours, you can push those aside. It's going to sound quite nice. Speaker volume was sort of on the weak side, not as strong as other devices I've tested. If you rely on the built-in speakerphone for your car, or wherever you might be, there's a chance you're going to be a bit disappointed. Something to keep in mind. So any review of the Palm Pre, or really any modern Palm device, isn't complete or wouldn't be fair without a brief sort of overview and synopsis of its operating system, WebOS. So the Palm Pre, again, is of course running Palm's new operating system, and really sort of the biggest bread and butter of it and what it does the best is multitasking. And I've showed this in many videos. I'll give you guys just a quick demonstration as to how it handles it. It uses things called a deck of card interface. It launches an application, so I got the web browser open right there. I can launch a Twitter application. And you can keep, upwards of 50 applications open. I've seen videos showing that it works. And I've tested up to 30, and the thing actually worked quite well. Certainly you have a speed degradation depending how many applications you have open, but it's capable to keep quite a bit. So you can hit that gesture area right down below, and you can swipe through, open up an application, and if you want to close it, swipe it off screen, which I find to be extremely satisfying and a fun feature of WebOS. So some of the differences with the Palm Pre Plus that weren't on the initial Pre that were launched, a little over a year ago at CES for Sprint, is the absence of the home button down below. That's been replaced by a touch-sensitive LED. You should see it light up when I swipe my finger over it. So now you just touch it, and that would be the equivalent of hitting the home button, and that'll launch your deck of cards feature. We sort of saw this first with the Palm Pixie, and that sort of carried through to the Pre Plus. You also have double the RAM and double the storage space. Now you've got 16 gigs of in-device storage, although still absent, and a bit disappointingly, is any sort of expansion. So micro SD or mini SD or any sort of expansion is gone from the device. Other than that, it's pretty much the same Palm Pre you either love or hate. Sort of Verizon add-on that they added is the ability to have a mobile hotspot. Essentially what that is, it treats this as a MiFi device. And I did a video demonstrating this. You can see it right there, mobile hotspot. For $40 a month, it'll suck in Verizon's eVideo network and kick out Wi-Fi that you and 4 friends can connect to at once. So it turns this into a mobile router. It does work pretty well. The $40 is going to buy you 5 gigs of up and down data transfer. So not bad. Go ahead and close that. Something to keep in mind, if you're a road warrior and you carry a network card or some sort of USB device, you can actually use the Palm Pre Plus as everything, and sort of data plans run you close to $60. This is going to save you a bit of money down the road if it's something that you use pretty regularly. So I've been a big fan of WebOS. I really liked it when I first saw the pre-launch. However, a year later, things haven't changed much, and the features that I wished were going to come really haven't. Gone and absent completely is any sort of autocorrect, which is something that I think the device really needs when you look at its slide-out keyboard. It's a very small keyboard. I've got pretty decent-sized fingers, and as I try and type, my fingers cover a lot of the letters. So oftentimes I got fat fingers, and I'll type the wrong letter. I have to go back and delete it. I wish there was some sort of more robust autocorrection. That would have definitely made the Palm Pre Plus, I think, a more well-rounded device. The keyboard is a bit improved as well over the initial Pre. Also gone is the sort of orange button that used to be right there. It's now been gray. And the keys have a bit more clicky feel to them, similar to what you find on the Palm Pixie. So while it's a better typing experience, it's certainly not the best one that I've used. If you're a big proponent of physical QWERTY keyboards, and that's why you were drawn to the Pre Plus, I recommend going to try it in a Verizon store or a Sprint store if you want to check out the original Pre. Keyboard can be a bit difficult to use. I actually prefer an on-screen keyboard. I found that in the long run, I'm a bit more accurate with it. And if not as accurate, most of the physical or the virtual keyboards have autocorrection, so the iPhone or Android, so it'll sort of accommodate for the mistypes that you may make. Although overall, I've been very happy with the device. Its multi-touch works extremely well in the web browser or pictures. It's got a built-in YouTube player, Facebook, it plays video. You can download songs, you can put songs on here. It does work very well. There was a bit of a cat and mouse game with Palm and Apple when it was first released to sort of make this device sync with iTunes. Palm would put in a fix, and Apple would fix it again to prevent it from happening, and it sort of would go back and forth. You can't really do that anymore. It seems that Palm has abandoned that sort of cat and mouse game, so this won't sync with iTunes directly, although you do get drag and drop capability. So you plug it into your PC or Mac, and you just drag files right to it. It does work pretty well. One thing I wish the device had was more applications in its app catalog. It's got a lot of potential, I think, the device and the platform. It can handle 3D games, it can handle sort of your standard applications, but there aren't that many in there, which is a bit disappointing. So I'd like to see that improved, either via software updates, or really just by developer attention. Now that this is released on 2 different carriers, Verizon and Sprint, you're going to probably get a bit more of developer interest in the platform. If I have to rank this on a 1 to 5 scale, I give it a very solid 4.25. Missing out because of lack of video recording, at least right now, although that is coming, and the lack of any sort of autocorrection on the keyboard. Things I do like the WebOS as a whole. I really like the notification system. So you saw a little mailbox or a little envelope pop up right there. The way it handles notifications is really top notch. I can tap that and I can go right to my email. I say I got a message from Brandon. I can either tap that and go right to it, or hit the Gmail logo and go right to my Gmail, or I can just swipe them away. Multitasking is probably the best implementation that I've seen. Really just works fantastically and is a very well-rounded and pretty nimble device. So if you're looking for something on Verizon that's full featured, gives you multi-touch, has a QWERTY keyboard, if that's something that you really insist on, and that's sort of a very cool look, you owe it yourself to check out the Pre Plus. Overall, it's a very solid device and a really thin and nice form factor. Anyway, I'm John Rettinger from TechnoBuffalo with a full review for you of the Palm Pre Plus. For exclusive content and all your tech news, and to create and even make a couple bucks from your own tech blog, be sure to check out TechnoBuffalo.com. I will see you in the next video.